From the moment of birth, when the soul descends into the vessel of time and space, there is a secret number written into its path, a code carved into the rhythm of its journey, woven into the invisible fabric of destiny. This number is not random, nor is it bound by chance. It is a map, a vibration, a melody that plays through every step of life, guiding, challenging, and shaping the essence of who we are. For those born under the life path of number 3, the soul has chosen a road unlike any other, the road of the creator, the poet, the dreamer, the eternal child of divine imagination. To walk the path of 3 is to embody the magic of expression, the fire of inspiration, and the beauty of turning life itself into art. Number 3 is the number of the triad, the sacred triangle, the dance between mind, body, and spirit. It is the first true expression of wholeness, the bridge between duality and unity. If 1 is the spark of individuality and 2 is the lesson of partnership, then 3 is the blossoming of creation that arises when opposites meet and give birth to something new. This number carries within it the archetype of the artist, the storyteller, the visionary whose words, gestures, and creations lift the human spirit into higher realms. To be a life path 3 is to be born with a gift, a radiant light that longs to shine outward, touching others and reminding them of the beauty hidden in existence. Those who walk this path often feel from an early age that the world is their canvas. They are drawn to words, to colors, to music, to performance, to any outlet that allows their inner universe to spill forth into expression. They may be the child who writes poetry before they even understand the rules of grammar, or the one who makes friends laugh with effortless wit, or the one who sketches fantastical worlds in the margins of schoolbooks. For them, creativity is not a hobby, but a necessity. It is the air they breathe, the water that sustains them, the fire that keeps their soul alive. When a life path 3 silences their creative voice, they do not simply feel restless, they begin to wither, as though some essential part of their being has been locked away. The energy of 3 is playful and spontaneous, filled with a zest for life that is contagious. 3s can light up a room with their presence. Their laughter has a sparkle that cuts through heaviness. Their words can weave spells that uplift, and their very being radiates possibility. It is no coincidence that many life path 3s are natural performers, writers, comedians, or speakers. They thrive when they are seen and heard, when they can take the raw material of experience and transform it into stories that resonate. But their power goes deeper than entertainment. At their highest, 3s are not just artists, but healers through expression. Their creations have the ability to awaken joy, to inspire hope, to remind others of the divine play that is life. And yet, as with every number, the gift of 3 carries with it shadows and challenges. To be born under this vibration is to wrestle with the responsibility of one's own light. For the same sensitivity that makes 3s brilliant communicators also makes them vulnerable. They can be deeply affected by criticism, easily wounded when their offerings are not received with the love they hoped for. Their longing to be seen and appreciated can sometimes become a trap, leading them into patterns of seeking validation from the outside world rather than trusting the worth of their own voice. If they lose sight of their inner compass, they may scatter their energy, chasing too many dreams at once, never grounding any of them into lasting form. At their lowest, a 3 can become cynical, using their wit not to uplift but to cut others down, hiding their pain behind humor or charm. This duality is part of their sacred lesson. Life path 3s are asked to learn the difference between performance and authenticity, between chasing applause and sharing truth. When they remember that their creativity is not for approval but for service, when they realize that their words and visions are channels of something greater flowing through them, they begin to embody their highest self. They become not just entertainers but conduits of inspiration. midwives of beauty, prophets of joy. Their art becomes medicine, their laughter becomes liberation, and their stories become mirrors that remind humanity of its own divine spark. In relationships, Life Path 3s bring warmth, charisma, and a magnetic energy that draws others towards them. They are often the friend who can lighten heavy moments, the partner who infuses romance with play, the parent who keeps the spirit of wonder alive in the home. But their challenge in love is depth. Because they thrive in movement and expression, they may struggle with commitment or consistency. They can be so intoxicated by the thrill of new beginnings, new ideas, and new adventures that they resist the patience and perseverance needed for long-term bonds. To grow in love, a 3 must learn that true intimacy is not found in constant excitement, but in the courage to reveal their authentic self, unmasked, even when the mood is not sparkling. When they embrace vulnerability and allow others to see beyond the charm, their relationships deepen into profound connection. Spiritually, the Life Path 3 carries a powerful lesson about the nature of creation. They are embodiments of the divine act of speaking the world into being. In sacred traditions, creation often begins with sound, the word, the mantra, the vibration that gives birth to form. 3s instinctively understand this truth. They may not always recognize it consciously, but their gift for language, music, or storytelling mirrors this cosmic principle. When a 3 speaks with integrity, their words manifest reality. When they sing, they shift energy. When they tell a story, they reshape the imagination of those who listen. Their spiritual growth comes when they realize that their creativity is not separate from the divine, but is the divine flowing through them. But to wield this gift, they must confront their shadow, the temptation to use words carelessly, to scatter energy into gossip or self-indulgence is ever present. The universe challenges them to rise above frivolity and align their voice with truth. When they do, they step into their role as sacred communicators, reminding the world that creation is not only functional, but beautiful, that life is not only a struggle, but also a song. The evolution of a Life Path 3 can be seen as a journey from scattered spark to radiant flame. In their early years, many 3s explore endlessly, dabbling in different arts, shifting from one passion to another, often criticized for being unfocused. But this exploration is part of their process. They are gathering colors for their palette, sounds for their symphony, words for their future stories. With maturity, they learn the discipline needed to give form to their creativity, grounding their creativity into tangible works that last. The soul of a 3 is not here to be contained, but to be refined, so that their expression becomes a beacon rather than a flicker. When a 3 reaches this higher octave, they often become cultural voices, artists whose works transcend entertainment to touch the human soul. They may write books that endure, create music that heals, deliver speeches that ignite movements, or simply live lives so full of light that everyone around them is uplifted. Their laughter becomes sacred, their creativity a prayer, their very being a reminder that life itself is a work of art in progress. Yet the journey is not without tests. A 3 must confront periods of doubt, when their creativity feels blocked, when inspiration seems to vanish. These are not punishments, but initiations, moments designed to teach them that their gift is not merely personal, but spiritual. Creativity does not belong to them, it flows through them. By surrendering ego and opening themselves to the source, they learn to trust that inspiration will return, often stronger than before. In this way, their struggles become the compost from which greater beauty blooms. In the broader tapestry of humanity, Life Path 3s serve an essential role. They remind us not to take life too seriously, to see the divine play hidden within the chaos. They are the jesters who speak truth through humor, the poets who translate emotion into language, the visionaries who reveal possibilities we could not see on our own. Without them, the world becomes dry, mechanical, stripped of color.
With them, the world dances, sings, and remembers that even in the darkest times, there is always beauty to be found. The archetypes of the three are many: the Muse, the Storyteller, the Child of Wonder, the Trickster, the Artist. Each archetype reflects a different facet of their soul. The Muse inspires others, igniting creativity wherever they go. The Storyteller weaves threads of meaning, connecting past and future through narrative. The Child of Wonder brings innocence and joy, reminding the weary to see with fresh eyes. The Trickster reveals truth through paradox, using wit to shake people free from illusion. And the Artist channels divine beauty into form, leaving behind creations that outlive their mortal years. To embody these archetypes is to fulfill their sacred contract with life. In the end, the path of the three is about joy. Not superficial happiness, but a deeper, soul-level joy that arises when the spirit is free to express itself fully. Their destiny is to show that joy is not a distraction from spirituality, but an expression of it. When they laugh, when they create, when they share beauty, they are doing holy work. Their life is a reminder that the universe itself is a cosmic artist, forever creating galaxies, stars, and souls out of nothingness, forever telling stories through the unfolding of time. To those who walk this path, the message is clear. Do not silence your voice. Do not hide your art. Do not let fear or doubt convince you that your gifts are unworthy. The world needs your laughter, your colors, your stories, your music. You are the divine child of creativity, born to remind humanity that life is not just survival, but celebration. Even when the shadows weigh heavy, remember that your soul chose this number for a reason. You were born to express, to inspire, to turn the mundane into magic. So paint your visions across the canvas of the world. Speak your truth with courage. Sing your song so that others may remember their own. For you are a life path 3, the eternal artist, the storyteller of the divine, the joyful flame that dances in the dark. And as long as you honor your gift, you will not only fulfill your destiny, but also awaken others to the beauty of theirs.